Everybody come see us on tour. We'll be in Columbus, Dayton, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Lexington, Kentucky, Burbank, California, and Honolulu. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets. So look, in Texas, Donald Trump was at 49.8%, Kamala Harris 48.8%, Jill Stein 0.7%. And Emily tweets out, and this is why you don't vote third party. That's why. No, this is why the Democrats should try to appeal to voters. You ever think about that? You ever think about this is why you don't fund a genocide? You ever think about that? Do you ever think about this is why you don't have an open border and flood the country with undocumented immigrants? This is why you don't prioritize them over your own citizens. Do you ever think about that? These people like this never think about pressuring their political leaders. They only think about shaming people who won't vote for fascists, which is what Kamala Harris is. A genocider, anti-free speech, anti-bodily autonomy fascists. Here's what Revolutionary Blackout Network said. Liberals already starting their meltdown. We warned you guys about supporting genocide. Cope and seethe. Yeah. You ever think about that? You ever think about, hey, maybe this is what you get for supporting a genocide? You ever think about that? No, they never do. This is interesting. Listen to what happened in Ohio with Jill Stein. Let's listen to this.
It's election day and the shenanigans have already begun, with Ohio's election board claiming that any vote for Jill Stein will not be counted in this election. The reason that they're giving to the public is that the votes for Stein will not count because she dropped out of the race. Now, the reason that they're lying, which is illegal, about why they will not be counting votes for Jill Stein is because if you actually review the rule that is disallowing Jill Stein's votes from being counted, then you find out there might not be any election at all, at least in Ohio. You see, this story actually came up around September, and this article is from September 27th discussing how Ohio will invalidate votes for 2024 presidential candidate Jill Stein because of the VP swap. See, when Jill Stein first announced, she didn't have a vice presidential nominee, which is normal. So she put down Anita Rios, the former gubernatorial nominee for the Green Party, as a placeholder and made sure that the Board of Elections were aware of that. But as is customary for most parties, the vice presidential nominee was named at the convention for the Green Party on August 17th. So Rio made the Board of Elections aware that she will be taking her name off the ballot as Butch Ware will be the vice presidential nominee for the Green Party. However, they refused to do this because this deadline of August 12th to replace a vice presidential candidate had already passed. Does anybody see a problem with that? Problem number one. The Democratic National Convention wasn't until August 19th, only 2 days after the Green Party National Convention, where Butch Ware was named the vice presidential nominee. In other words, not only did the Democrats not have a vice presidential nominee, but they didn't have a presidential nominee. And quite literally, they had to switch their vice presidential nominee at the last minute because it was supposed to be Kamala Harris. And the date of August 19th through August 22nd obviously falls well after this deadline of August 12th that Ohio's Board of Election is trying to hold the Green Party to. Interestingly enough, it was only Donald Trump and J.D. Vance of the Republican Party that was able to have their convention and be nominated by the deadline that Ohio has given. So by Ohio's own rules, only Trump can win that state. But rest assured, ladies and gentlemen, as more shenanigans begin to unfold during this election, you will be called a conspiracy theorist. You will be called anti-democratic. You will be called a fascist for calling it out, despite the fact that the proof, like this particular situation, is right in front of the world for everyone to see. Ladies and gentlemen, we live in a banana republic. Our elections are not legitimate. And outside of maybe some local offices, the only real reason to vote in an election is for accountability's sake. Because you need to be able to prove that your vote and your voice was stolen when the time comes and these candidates begin to sue. And make no mistake about it, I guarantee this election, these candidates will have a lot of reasons to sue the system. So if you do vote, make sure you keep all your receipts because they're going to need them.
Yeah, you don't live in a real democracy. Just FYI. FYI. Election engineering, election rigging. Everybody come see us on tour. We'll be in Columbus, Dayton, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Lexington, Kentucky, Burbank, California, and Honolulu. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets.